Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
I'm Ted. And let's die hard.
Yeah, let's. All right, so this one's really confusing. Okay, so I'm turning on the TV and I see a promo. I got my Roku going. And I see a promo over on the right-hand side there, away from the channels, and it's Die Hart 2. And it's a Kevin Hart, not Hard, Hart. And it's Kevin Hart. And so I'm seeing that, and I'm going, I didn't even know there was a 1. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I go and I find 1, and 1 actually was on Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever you want to call it. And then they called it a season 2 over on Roku. And it wasn't just they broke 80 minutes down into, what was it, 8, 9 episodes or 10 episodes? 10 episodes.
Yeah.
10 episodes. So you had these like little 7-minute, 8-minute vignettes of this thing on Roku. And you'd finish one and it would kick right into the next one. And I thought that was absolutely bizarre. But it started out on Prime. So if you want to watch Die Hart 1, it's on Amazon Prime. But Roku picked up the sequel, Die Hart 2. And it's the same story. So you need to watch 1 to enjoy 2.
So I have a theory.
Please enlighten me.
Do you remember that streaming service that they were going to put out maybe 4 years ago, and it was celebrities were going to have things you could stream on your phone, and they were just basically all shorts.
Vaguely.
Like TV series. I can't remember what it's called. Reese Witherspoon's husband ran it.
Felipe?
Whatever. I don't remember what it's called, but it was basically, TV series that were like 3 to 7 minutes.
Really?
I think this was made for that.
Yeah, but this is new. This is new because Die Hart 2 just came out on Roku. I mean, so it's not like it's, a series that or a movie that we haven't seen.
It is a very strange way. It explains a lot of when you watch Die Hart 1.
Yeah, and you have to, and that's the funny thing is you have to watch Die Hart 1 to understand Die Hart 2, because the whole point of Die Hart. Here, let me back up. All right, so Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart in this movie, and he's getting tired of being looked at as being this comedic actor. He wants to be an action star, movie star. He wants to be The Rock. He wants to be Tom Cruise. Jason Bourne kind of things. That's who he wants to be known as an actor. But nobody has really given him a shot to do it because they don't take him seriously. So he makes this public announcement. I want to be taken serious. I want to be an action star. So a producer director who's played by Jean Reno,
The Professional,
says, okay, I got a movie for you. Here it is. But you've got to go away and get action star training, which is done by John Travolta. Now, John Travolta's not playing John Travolta. He's playing this
action star Coach Mike or something.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway. But the whole time what they're doing is they're actually filming Kevin Hart going through action star. Is that a spoiler?
That's a spoiler.
I'm sorry.
You spoiled the whole movie.
Well,
that's the whole movie.
I don't. All right, I spoiled it. No,
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not very good.
I didn't spoil it. Oh, wait till we get to our scores here.
Oh, right. I bet. Is yours going to be good?
So anyway, so that's number 1. That's season 1, and it's got Josh Hartnett comes in as Josh Hartnett, and
he's the best part. Josh Hartnett was the funniest part of this whole thing.
In the first one, yes.
Yeah, in the first one.
Right. John Cena. I never pronounced his last name right.
Yeah, I forgot about John.
John Cena is in number 2.
Yeah, he is.
So, which his nether regions make a cameo appearance, which to me was the funniest part of this season 2. Which now, you know what? We've had this argument about John Cena before.
He's funny.
He is funny, and
he's funny.
You know what? He carried season 2. I mean, he's
I
only in 2 episodes.
I honestly couldn't get through more than 2 episodes. You told me to watch it. I could not finish it.
Oh my God!
This is honestly true. The first movie has every element that should enjoy. Everything. I love Die Hard. Kevin Hart's very funny. Every now and then Travolta is good.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah. Most often not.
Josh Hartnett has made a serious comeback in the last 3 or 4 years. He's in a lot of stuff.
No.
And I don't know the actress's name, but she was good.
Oh, Nathalie Emmanuel.
There we go.
Yeah.
Game
of Thrones.
Okay. This doesn't seem like a well-directed movie, and it seems like it is chopped up because it is chopped up because it was shot.
Yeah.
It was shot to be a series, and then that weird thing I can't remember didn't go through.
Well, when I watched the first movie, Die Hart, which sets up the whole thing, I can't help but think that, okay, Kevin Hart is just spoofing here, and he's financing this out of his own pocketbook, and because there's just not a lot of production value to it at all.
There's none.
I mean, we found this warehouse that we're going to turn into, and the warehouse is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's not even in a city. It's like out in the country, and I called up John Travolta to play this guy. You know, I'm going to get him on scale, but he's going to get some points, maybe, you know?
And Josh Hartnett has a really cool 2001 Porsche. He'll bring it and we can shoot it.
Yeah, right. I know, right.
I'm like, Josh Hartnett has a nicer car than that Porsche.
Well, they blew it up.
Because it was a 1998 Porsche.
I love that. I wanted that.
Oh, it was cool. I'm just saying.
I wanted that in high school. That was the car I wanted. Was a little after I was forced to sell my Jeep.
You wanted that.
I was like, man, I tell you what can be cooler than driving around in a '78 Jeep CJ7? Okay, I got to get a Porsche.
I mean, a Porsche is pretty cool.
That didn't happen though.
No, they're expensive. I took my engagement photos in a Porsche.
They were nothing back then.
Really?
Oh yeah, you could get a Porsche 944 for $5-6 grand.
What?
Back in 83, 84? Oh, they were.
You talk of these magic times I dream of.
Yeah, they were nothing.
So you're telling me that Porsche that he drives in Weird Science at the end of the movie was probably like 10 grand?
Well, not new, but it wasn't a $100,000 car. But I'm talking used Porsche. I'm not talking buy one off the showroom floor. My Jeep was in '83 when I got my Jeep. It was a '78, so it was 5 years old. I ended up. Well, my dad. We went through the car magazine.
Wheels and Deals.
Wheels and Deals, and because I was turning 16. And looking through there and seeing what I could afford, and there was this Jeep in there, '78 CJ7. We got a photo around it somewhere, and it was really super cheap. And I showed it like
$3 grand,
less than. And so I showed it to my dad, and he goes, "That's got to be a typo. That's got to be a typo." But he went and checked it out for me because I couldn't go anywhere. He went and checked it out. And a couple days later, I hear this blah, 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 coming up our driveway. We had a big, long quarter-mile driveway. I lived down on a farm. And I turned the corner in the house, or around the house because I was outside, and I saw that Jeep. I knew exactly what it was. I knew exactly what. And my dad pulled up and goes, "This it?" And I go, "Oh, my God, that's it." You know, he's like, "All right, let me have your bank book. It's yours." And it was like, "Was the price right?" And he goes, "Yeah, the guy was going to jail and for a long time.
You needed to get rid of it.
And they were just selling everything to pay bills."
That's funny.
So anyway, anyway.
I also had a Jeep
Did
Wrangler
you?
when I turned 16.
CJ7? Or,
No, Wrangler.
Wrangler? Well, all right. Well, you were, that's what 90.
So this was 95. Summer 95, so it was a 94.
Okay, so I had an 80 or 78 CJ7, and then when I moved to Orlando, I had a Pontiac Grand Am, but you can't live in Florida and have a Grand Am.
No,
you gotta
have something with them.
Yeah. So
I
bought a new Wrangler.
Okay.
I guess that would have been a 91 Wrangler.
Square lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Square lights.
I had the square light the last year of the square lights.
Yeah.
My dad got it or leased it for me, and I worked at H.G. Hill's bagging groceries. And at the end of the summer, he's like, "How much do you have?" And I had like nothing, like $1,800. And he was like, oh, okay, this is yours, and you drive it through high school, and I'll sell it. And then he did.
Uh-huh.
And it was cool. I looked very cool. And then right before I moved to L.A., I had this 98 4Runner because I'd been in New York and San Francisco without a car, and I bought a friend of mine's 2007 Jeep Wrangler with 60,000 miles on it, and I drove it cross country twice.
So see, I drove my 91 Wrangler from Orlando to LA when I went out to LA the first time, and that was in 91, and everything got stolen from inside of it.
Yeah, yes, driving those things across country with the wind, and then my doors got stolen from in front of our house.
Yeah, no, I took everything off of it and stuck it in my apartment, and which I just rented a room in an apartment, and I stuck it all in there after the first week because after the first week everything was wiped out. If it was inside the Jeep, it was gone.
Yeah, I just was like, did someone stole my door? They unscrewed my door. Like you can listen, guys. You can reach through the soft window in the back, and you can unlock the door. But it's a real ballsy move, and they sure did it. And then took wrenches and undid the door.
You know what I did to my Jeep? I had stock silver rims on it, and when I got out to LA, when I realized that was going to be an everyday occurrence, I went to the store and I bought some metallic blue spray paint, and I sprayed all my rims. I did a nice job. Metallic blue. It was a white Jeep with metallic blue rims. And the reason I did that was so I could give something that was uniquely identifiable to the police when it got stolen. I was really not anticipating it being around much longer after.
Yeah,
I lived in North Hollywood at the time too, right?
Yeah, that's not bad at all. If I had to go back to LA, I definitely would have like a Kia, like a 4-door nice, a Civic, a Kia, something responsible.
Yeah, well, what I did was I got on the Southwest plan and I just rented a car when I would go out there. I never drove out there again. I was on a monthly rental from Hertz or something like that, and I was getting airline points for it because it just wasn't worth it. You know, it was like
it's a hassle to have a car.
It is. Well, I was just so worried about it getting stolen. It's like I'm gonna steal my car. It stole the real car.
Yeah, that's that funny scene in Swingers when they all pull up on the hill and they all pull out what were those things called? The
wheel lock.
Yeah, the wheel lock. They had a name, but they all pulled them out in a row. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, I had that on my Jeep, the wheel lock. Not only did I have the wheel lock that went horizontal across the wheel, but I had the lock that went from the floor to the wheel.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, they stole the lock box, the center console lock box. Mm-hmm. They stole that out of my Jeep.
I just never locked it. I was like, there's nothing
didn't
in
either.
there.
Yeah, well, I took the doors off and the top off of it, and I put it all in my room in the apartment, and it was like there was nothing there. I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to turn it, because it was the first week. Somebody broke in and stole all my crap.
Yeah.
All of it. But anyway, let's get back to this, because this was, that story was probably actually more amusing than this movie.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen to watch.
Ted didn't even finish it.
Kevin Hart was not funny in this.
No, he really wasn't.
I don't know if that was on purpose. The things that happened to him were funny.
You would, yeah. All right. I laughed at scenes where Kevin Hart would, apparently get hurt, right? Mm-hmm. Not because it was funny of the action. It was like, oh my God, he's going to get, he gets thrown up against a wall. The fact that he got thrown up against a wall wasn't funny. It was the fact that it was Kevin Hart being thrown up against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the funniest people alive, but it was just like too much. I just didn't care.
This was bizarre. I mean, this, like I said, I thought after watching season 1 that this was okay, self-financed, low budge,
What was low budge?
And got friends, called in some markers for equipment and that kind of thing. And then, to hear there was a 2.
It looks like it was shot for probably, if you're not paying the actors what they should be, I mean, the entirety of both, $2 million.
Oh my.
I just can't. I can't. It looks like we could shoot it in Portland, Tennessee, at a warehouse.
You could
for like $50,000.
You could. I mean, that's seriously. I mean, it was that low budget looking. It was really that low budget looking. And then along comes Die Hard 2, which picks up exactly where Die Hard 1 leaves off, but Kevin is now serious about being an action star because the movie that they made about Kevin going through action star school did well at the box office. So now he thinks he's a big thing. And so he goes in there and he's pitching his real action star movie to a studio executive at a restaurant. And everybody in there is an actor. And a big fight scene breaks out, and Kevin, and I'm spoiling it.
Go for it.
And Kevin comes out of that big fight scene in the restaurant as the hero, and the studio executive is like, "Oh my God, that was incredible! You're amazing," and all that. And he goes, "Well, all these people are actors." I mean, he totally blew what he was doing for the studio head, so he could like impress her of this is what the movie's about. This is what I can do. And of course, she was like, "Yeah, now I got to think about it because you really freaked me out."
How tall is he?
I don't know.
I mean, if we were to guess, I'd say 5'3".
Yeah. Well, that's what probably it'll say on IMDb or something, or Wikipedia.
5'4".
5'4", yeah. In reality, what is he?
How tall
5'1", 5'2". In reality.
Okay, one thing he says he's 5'2" in real life.
Real life, yeah. Say, yeah. You're an ex-football player. You know those.
Oh, I was 6'2.5". I'm 6'1". Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And when you were actually 210, your stat sheet
225.
225. Yeah. All right. Actors are no different.
Yeah. Now we just reverse them. Now at this age, it's like, I'm like 205.
So, anyway, yeah. How tall do you think The Rock is and John Cena?
I think The Rock. I
don't think they're that big.
No, I coach a wrestler, and I've seen him standing next to them, and in his acting,
right?
And like, I'm a real 6'1". He is probably 6'3", and I say The Rock and him are the same height.
Really?
Which 6'3" is pretty big.
That's big for Hollywood. I would have put him at 5'10", 5'11".
No, he's way bigger.
What
than
about
that.
John Cena?
I'd say John Cena's probably 6'1".
Really?
6'2". They're big
they're
dudes.
Huge. I mean, well, I know they're big, but they're tall. That's Hollywood tall, man. That's
anything over 5'10" is Hollywood tall.
Well, yeah, right. It is.
I mean,
that's why
90% of sets I'm walking around on, I'm the tallest person, one of the tallest people.
Yeah, I'm 5'9", and I was not a short person on any set I've ever been on with actors.
Yeah,
this was just weird. That's all I can say about this movie. It was not. It just wasn't there for me.
Yeah, it had
it was stupid.
Premise of it is good.
Yeah.
The premise is interesting.
Right.
I'm telling you, you don't believe me. They shot the very first movie, they shot it to be broken up into a bunch of little clips.
Like they did the second one.
Right. I'm telling you that's what they did. And then then they go, let's just make a movie out of it. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it really works.
Yeah, but this didn't.
This didn't.
Well, I mean, I guess you're right. I thought it was silly. So anyway, I just want to say this. Ben Schwartz was in Die Hard 2.
Oh.
He carried Die Hard 2, except for when John Cena was in it. Because John was great. He was funny. He was funnier than Kevin. And I know Kevin wasn't Kevin's character was funny because he was being so serious. But it didn't work. His seriousness was not funny. But Ben Schwartz was great in it. My favorite part of this is sad is the opening of Die Hard and Lily, the AT&T girl, Melania Weintraub.
Yeah.
She plays a co-host of a morning talk show that Kevin Hart's in, and that was another shining moment. She was really good, actually.
Okay.
So anyway, Lily from AT&T and Ben Schwartz and John Cena.
And Josh Hartnett.
And well, he was in one, yes. But I'm not. Other than that, those were the highlight acting of this movie because everything else was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a good show. All right. Now, it'd probably be great if you were drinking. This is like a drinking game movie.
I'm trying to think.
Every time he gets hit,
I think
you have to take a drink.
I think I was pretty sober for the first 40 minutes, and then I was like, this thing is a hunk of doo-doo.
Now, see, I could see a college group enjoying this movie, sitting around, put it on, you're drinking your beer and whatever else, and, you're just chilling and laughing because it's one of those movies. But
I guess when I think of Kevin Hart movies, and I hate to lump him in there with The Rock or Ice Cube, but like all those movies are what I like. Him with Ice Cube and Ride Along. Ride Along's great.
Oh yeah.
The Jumanji movies. I mean, like that's what I love him in. I mean, I get it, but I get it. You want to not just play the same thing.
Yeah, and that's the whole premise behind this.
Yeah,
is he's just tired of being the little funny guy in all these movies. He wants to be the lead. He wants to be the action star. So anyway, that's it. All right, Ted, let's put some numbers on this.
Hard 60. Not an overall of 40. No, but I'm talking about as a comedy.
As a comedy.
I give it like a 60. I laughed at some stuff.
As a comedy, I think you're right. 60. It's a 60, and overall, it's a 50. Yeah. It's a 50 for me. All right, you ready for this?
What? Die Hard season 3 is coming?
No. Rotten Tomatoes. Guess.
Rotten Tomatoes, my guess is people were, it was like 3 stars on Amazon, so I bet Rotten Tomatoes is like a 32%.
80.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was
Get away from me.
No, serious.
Andrew just made some stuff up. I'm looking it up.
No, dude, double check my facts on that. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw Rotten Tomato.
You give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I will. Do you take all the time you need? I was just blown away.
See, Die Hard 2020 TV series. That's what I'm. But that's what
it can't be a series because it's only like 6-7 minutes an episode.
I get it, but that was that was that network. That network. It's got a 5.3 on this. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
Okay, 5.3 on what?
IMDb, which is
quite
kind.
That's that's standard number for IMDb.
Okay, here's the film.
Right.
2023. That series you watched was made 3 years ago for that other thing.
Really? You think so?
I'm telling you.
Die Hard 1 was.
Mm-hmm. So
they stuck with the same format for 2 because it was the exact same format.
I guess.
Little 7-8 minute, episodes.
So this one has a 5.1.
On what? What was that? IMDb?
Yep, which is much kinder than... It has an 80%. I'm done. I'm done. Turn the podcast off for the day. I'm done.
I told you. I was just like, oh my God. I saw that and I was like...
Maybe we're just old.
And I saw that after I watched the movie, so it had no influence on my opinion whatsoever. I'm doing my post-viewing research.
Due diligence.
Yes, trying to find answers to questions, and there it was, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie. Yeah, right. I gave it a 60. 60 for the genre of comedy, and a 50 overall.
I gave 40 overall and a 60 for comedy.
I might as well get a job rating for IMDb. I mean, because if they were 5.3, you take the 60 and the 50, it's 55. So, oh my, I know, mind blowing, isn't it? I'm going to say don't waste your time. It's not worth it. All right, guys, I'm going to go have a drink. Cool down. Tune into our Facebook and YouTube channels. We appreciate you guys being here.
Yes, we do.
Until next week, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
And I'm not stupid.